Hey guys, Neff here, and today we are looking at a staple in the lock sport community, a lock I should have put on video a long time ago, but just kept passing over, and that would be the Medeco Biaxial lock. We've got a few examples of it here because it's been around for a while, and they've made it in many different formats. We've got switch locks, we've got vending machine, T-handle cam locks, all the way down as low as 4 pins, like what's in this. I believe there are I believe there are even 7-pin variants. I've got 6-pin as high as that here in this kick, which I believe this is for a padlock because that tailpiece is permanent and comes out really far. It doesn't really fit in any padlock I have. If anybody knows of the Medeco padlock that fits into, please leave a comment. I would like to get that in use. We've got our mortise cylinder standard. One cool thing about them is in many of them, including the double Euro here, they are already set screwed, ready to gut that way, which makes it even easier to work with. Let's check this kick. That just has the slide plate over it, so that's easy to work with as well. For those that don't know, we'll go over how they work really quickly. These use a rotating pin design, so it's your standard, let's get that zoomed in, it's your standard pin tumbler lock, but the key has angled cuts in it. So you can see they are not all completely straight. The reason why is when that'll go in here, the pins come down to an angle like a chiseled tip, and when your key goes in, it will rotate the key pin to whatever matches that angle, at which point it will engage a channel that's cut into the side of the pin. It'll engage with a sidebar that's in the lock. And the sidebar has little fingers that stick out. It engages in the channel when the pins are rotated correctly, and then you're able to turn the lock. So not only do you have to lift the pins to the correct height, you also have to rotate them to the correct orientation to engage with the sidebar. Really cool design. Like I said, it's been around for a while. It's still really popular, and in lock sport, they say you should always have at least picked a Medeco if you're going to work your way up. So let's go ahead and start with this double Euro today. We're going to get this in the vise and take it from there, see how it works out. Alrighty guys, we got it locked up. Let's give it a shot. Use the key. Boom. There's a security card with that. I think that's kind of a cool way to do it, even though I do like the plastic security cards. We're going to use a super thin wiper insert, twist it a little bit. We got a, I think this is in 20 thousandths, like a medium hook. And we're going to go counterclockwise on this. When you go counterclockwise, the goal is to rotate them before or as you're lifting. And when going clockwise, the goal would be to rotate them after you lift them. Good click on one. Oops. There we go. And I do, you'll hear me do some scrubbing in there like that. My goal in doing that is to get to feel for binders actually, and to also get pins to go into their gates, because the pins really want to go in their gate. We just had a good click on 4. One is good. Good click on 3. Feels like it's in its gate. Little click on 5. Pin is falling freely, so it should be in its gate. Let's work on 2. Good click on 2, but it sounded like a bunch of stuff dropped. Good click on 5 again. Some core movement. feels like its pin is moving freely, so it's in its gate. If it doesn't move freely, that would be still stuck in a false gate because of those fingers pressing up against it. 2's good. Alright, lots of corr movement. We got 3 set, which means something either needs to just be tapped in place or something is not in its gate. And it's 2. Oh, there we go. Got it turned. Boom. We got her wide open. That was tedious to learn. Alrighty guys, let's get a good look at what's in here. It was actually even easier than I thought to take off to take one cylinder out. I just had to take one of the clips off and it fell right out, and then that is just one of the pieces that goes right all the way down the middle to decide which side has a key in it. So this is a pretty standard cylinder for one. You can see the notch in the pinholes there. That is for the guide notches on the pin, so you can see how it has its gate. That's what's gonna enter into the fingers on the sidebar, and then it has a notch to tell it which side of the plug it can be loaded into. There's your chisel tip, and those will be kind of more one direction or the other based on what side the gate is in. And you can actually see there's a true gate, like I talked about. That's what'll let it drop and move around easily. And we have that false gate right next to it, just slightly dug in there. There you go. Now you can see it. So we got a real deep one and then a real shallow one. Shallow one's your false gate, of course. So here's the sidebar that goes in there. There's our 2 little sidebar springs. Actually, it looks like one of them's pretty beat up. It's functional, but it's kind of bent to the side there. Even though this lock is new in box. Might even just replace that. But yep, just has those harsh fingers that go into the side of the plug here, and they will enter into the side of the pins as long as they're rotated the correct way, allowing the plug to turn. Alright, so they all have those gates and those notches. I'm seeing pin 4 has 1 true gate, no false gates. Oop. Pin 3 has a false gate and a true. If we get some better focus here. So we got a false and a true there. Pin 2 has just a true gate, which is surprising. Pin 2 is one of the hardest ones. It never wanted to be in place. Pin 1 has just 1 true gate. So there we go. Wait, no, true gate and a false gate. So I think 3 of these had false gates. Here's our drivers. Pretty standard stuff, except in your Medeco Biaxials, you're always going to have at least 1 mushroom pin. I've actually had ones loaded up full of mushroom pins, except for 1. standard driver, so that's kind of weird. But this looks, it looks kind of like the old style one. The newer ones that I see are a little bit more rounded. And another weird thing about this lock specifically is it has different springs in it. So let me look here. 1, 2, and 3 are the same. 4 and 5 are different. 1, 2, and 3 have this coppery look to it. I think 1, 2, and 3 are the same, but they might all be slightly different. But you can see them right next to each other like that. I guess they do all have the same coppery look. I thought they were more silver, but yep, you see that. So that's to give different resistance to each pin. A lot of really cool security features for a lock that's been around a while and still holds strong today, and it's still difficult. So pretty cool. If you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, or feedback, I'm happy to hear it. Please like and subscribe. Let me know you guys are happy with these vids so that I can keep making more for you. Thanks. Bye.